To bring you another exclusive interview with Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe, former president of the former chairman of the Ghana Football Association, and of course my colleague John Quartey, senior sports journalist here, will be joining me or is here in the studio. Good afternoon to you, Phil, and how are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm great. We're going to play Dr. Nyaho's interview in a bit, but do you want to give us a teaser, a sneak peek as what to expect?
It was a chilling interview yesterday because I was there. I conducted that interview. It was quite interesting. Remember that this is a gentleman that helped transform Ghana football. He knows the ins and outs of Ghana football. He's an old fox, by the way, but sitting behind, he knows what goes on. So I tried to tease him up, but it looks as if he knows the nitty-gritty of what happened in Ghana football. So it's quite chilling.
You don't want to miss that interview.
If he qualifies for that.
Okay, let's now turn our attention to your exclusive interview with the former chairman of the Ghana Football Association, Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe. This interview was done by John Quartey here in the studio with me. Watch this and we'll return to our conversation.
With the question of Siki Akona being sacked, I think Siki himself has sort of overstayed. I say so for quite a number of reasons. Siki has an experience, there's no doubt about that. But he's not the leader. He's not the leader. If he tries to lead, it will always fail. Because he's not a person who has that qualities that a leader should have. That's why I keep on saying all the time that if you need a coach, apart from the professional training, you need somebody who's tough and can lead. So that the boys will not just toss him about. And that's one thing that happened to Siki. Now the second point is that Siki, when he came in there, it appeared as if he was afraid of his own shadow. Why do I say that? To work for a government, because Siki was working for the government, because the government was paying him for a fee. And for almost 7 months, you never had any money as a salary. It's a big worry. That notwithstanding, a car meant for you, for the coach, an official car, you were denied that. Thirdly, your official residence where you should live, where appear lead, was given to another person. I mean, such things, if it had been me personally, I would immediately resign. You see, because that tells the public the sort of material you are made from.
In a nutshell,
the culture of resignation is not in the Ghanaian. I always say in the African. And we say that even in politics. People stay in power, they are not popular, they try to massage constitution. We've seen just one happen in Guinea recently. Yeah. And yet they still want to be in power. Siki should have resigned. If he had resigned earlier, he would have had tremendous applause from some of us.
Is the timing good to sack this? Is the timing very good? Looking at the 3 weeks today, a Walker qualified against Zimbabwe, both in Harare here in Accra. Sorry, Kumasi. Timing for the coach, is it the best thing to do?
No, naturally. If they feel he's not performing well, definitely he has to go. I mean, any time that they choose, you follow me. But I think also the FA itself is confused, totally confused. Because that 72 hours they gave that 3 gentlemen to look for a new coach, it doesn't make sense to me. Either they have a coach in waiting already, that I don't know, or these 3 gentlemen can never get us a good coach within that period. Mark my words. Now, if we want to continue with getting a good coach for this country, then we have to get money. To get a good coach now from the market, you have to pay roughly about $100,000 a month.
If you think that CK was set up to fail, do you think that he was set up to fail in this very job by the FA? I'm sure certainly there are those who employ him, though the ministry and the government pays it. Do you think that he was set up to fail?
Well, if you look carefully at the pronouncements of the FA boss, you get a bit alarmed. Because I've never heard anywhere in the world that an FA boss will come out in public to say that the coach is not the final say or has no final say as far as selection is concerned. That is what it meant by that statement. And to me, that alone is very disturbing. And that should have alarmed CK Akonodan. That if he's not careful, his authority will be undermined. And that is what happened. If you want a competent person, somebody who can really mold the people. And you see, there's one mistake we have been making. The quality of players we have now is not good. You see, you can't compare the boys we have now with Stephen Appiah, Kufuor, what do you call it, Asamoah Gyan and all this. In fact, when Asamoah Gyan was invited into the Blasters, I was then the head of the FA. You follow me? Now, these are quality players. Or Suleiman Tari. These are quality, highly intelligent people. We don't have them. And we don't have them for the simple reason that the boys don't get matured and then they are sent outside. Now, if you are a coach and such an important assignment has been given to you, I believe strongly it is your duty to make sure you personally coach these boys. But what has been happening now is that when we fight a tournament or a contest, they just import them in from outside. Some of them even from third division. Some of them are bench warmers in the various clubs where they are. And then immediately start handling them. Definitely, they will never click.
Somebody was of the opinion that if you fire CK, what happened to the technical director at the FA, who is an expatriate and done very, very well, even got involved in inviting players? Should we keep that man to do his job who pay?
No, I would have fired him immediately. Because it is his advice that led CK into this sort of situation in which he is. Unless CK ignores some of the advice that he gives. But if CK listens to him carefully, but the sort of technical advice that he has been given is totally rubbish. Totally rubbish. And that led us into this sort of situation in which we find ourselves. So if CK has gone, he should follow him.
As a country, if we have $100,000, should we spend on the coach?
As if we have $100,000
to pay?
Yeah.
As a country, should we bring in a foreign coach $100,000?
No, but I have said, you see,
$100,000.
I'm happy the president himself knows football very well. He knows about football very well. He's been a footballer before, years back. You know he's supposed to what?
Tottenham was fair.
Oh yeah, Tottenham. I've always had doubts about his local support for Kotoko. Because when we were kids, I knew he was not a Kotoko man.
Okay.
Now, you see, if the government wants good results, if I put it that way, very good results, yeah, then they have to invest money. It has been done before. Look, Kwame Nkrumah put in money, yeah, and he got the results. But mind you, even at Nkrumah's time, when we won 2 CAF Cups, all the players were locally based. Yeah. Listen to me carefully. See, these are some of the mistakes. So we've had our own brand of football. Okay. After Nkrumah, the next CAF Cup that we had was under General Champon. The same thing. Local players with a lot of patriotism. After that, the next also was under Jerry John Rawlings. where even we thought we shan't even get anywhere at all. We couldn't even have the money to fly to Libya. They sent an aircraft here, took us there and brought us back. We defeated them. That tells you something. And once again, we are talking about boys who are committed with love for the nation. It's not a question of appearance fee of 100,000. That's not what we are talking about. The European clubs, when they play national matches for their various countries, those that I know, they are given nothing. Sometimes those of them who are offered something, hand it over to charity. You follow me? So I think we have also to find the thinking of some of these boys. That a national assignment, it is a national assignment. It's not the team's work.
Is the blaster problem a disturbing coaching issue? Is it a disturbing issue for Ghana, the blaster coaching issue? Is it a disturbing matter for football in Ghana?
Well, it should be. It should be a disturbing matter. You see, because that is the most senior position that we have in football. And because of our experience in the past, and the fact that we've been able to take 4 caps as far as this country is concerned. And mind you, we've been to, the World Cup 3 times, if I'm not wrong. One with Dukovic, who I employed at that time. The second one was Milo. Luckily, I was then the ambassador in Serbia. I interviewed him when Kwesinian Tete and Papu called me. And also the third one was under Kwesi Appiah. So that is a remarkable achievement. And the world expects us to sustain that position. But here we are. So as for the Black Stars, if we really want good results, as I've said time and again, then the government must be ready to put in money. Because the private companies here are not helping much. So it needs an injection of funds that can sustain it. And of course, greater part of the money will go to the trainer.
Okay. The next coach that comes, if you have the opportunity to advise him regarding the blaster, regards to the World Cup qualifiers, the African Cup of Nations, what advice would he tell that coach in case or he decided to come and visit you in your house? What would he tell him regarding Ghana football? What would he tell him?
No, I'll assess him first. If it's somebody with no self-confidence, because before they pick him, definitely they might have looked at his records. You follow me? Many a time it depends on the number of coaching, number of countries he or she have coached before. You have to look at that carefully. You talk to the person, you know that this is a person with self-confidence, but he's going to be a leader. Somebody who can control or is going to control younger boys. And if you don't have that strength, you can't lead. It's just like in the military. You follow me? Yeah, if you're in the military, you lead people, you lead troops. And you must have self-confidence. If you don't have self-confidence, forget about it. So that's the first thing I'll look in that coach. And secondly, whether he's committed at all to the work that he has been assigned to do. But you can have a coach who will not be committed. Like we had this one who left. What's his name? Was his name? The one who came before, who left before C.K. Akono. I forgot. I just mentioned his name. That Grant. Grant also destroyed our football because he hardly lived here. He was always in Europe.
How did you destroy our football?
Our football now. I told you, we don't have the quality yet. We had it some years back, but we don't have it now. But it's a simple thing. A coach is employed to work at a particular place. He was employed to work in Ghana to see to it that he brings out talented footballers. He trains them well. You follow me? He uses his tactics and experience to let them win matches. And all of this were not done by Grant. He couldn't even give us one person he has trained as a coach who we can call this striker. It's a striker brought out by Grant. Not even one. You follow me? So it is very disturbing when we have this thing repeating itself. Unfortunately, CK did the same thing. What he does, he waits for a match and then brings the boys in. It's so amazing. Even one of the boys who himself came on radio to say that he was surprised to be picked. I mean, this is a serious.
The whole season, I just played one match.
Look at that. Yeah. So it tells you what I said. That the FA itself is not in good standing. He said it himself. In question of, because he says all the boys that have been brought there were not his own selection. He made it clear to us. That's why I said, if that had been the pressure from above, wherever it came from, I don't care. And he's somebody with a strong will. All he would have done is to take his pen and resign. And that would have been a big plus in his football career. Yeah, so as I said, CK himself made that basic mistake. You see, I was expecting him to focus on local players. I'm being frank with you. Some of our boys, the league that just ended, we have so-called best striker, best defender, best midfielder. I mean, at least he should work on them. He should work on. None of them played the first match with Ethiopia. And I can tell you, one of our boys, I'm Hasselfolk, no. But that boy, he's a talented footballer. I'm telling you. When I watched him play on the 20 and they won the cup, I wasn't surprised. You follow me? This is a material you can use and improve on. But he didn't. I mean, look at a man like this defender, also from Hasselfolk. I think he played the left center half or so. A very good defender. When he brought him into South Africa, he did very well.
Okay.
You follow me? And if you are not able to train the football, when Jamfi and others were handling the Black Stars, they trained them here. I mean, we should start doing that so that we have our own brand of football, like the Brazilians have. So you can know that this is Ghana soccer. Okay. You follow me?
One of the reasons.
Okay, pardon the hitch there, but that's an exclusive interview conducted by John Quartey, my colleague here at Metro TV, with the former chairman of the Ghana Football Association, Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe. Interesting interview. You want to stay on and watch the full interview at 6 p.m. on Sports Direct here on Metro TV with John Quartey. Let's look at the messages that you're sending. Good afternoon. From my own observation, I think a foreign coach will be much better. He can give order and it'll stand. Local coaches won't be respected or valued. SA employed a foreign coach. Nigeria also did same. This is not all about coaches, but the board. It'll be nice if the next coach that will take over the Black Stars will be allowed to do his own selection. Telling the coach whom to play and whom not to play, it kills the mind of the coach. Most of the big players we know or have in the Black Stars, they can't perform anymore. Why not call players with enough energy and skills? Okay, so we'll look at just that. But back in the studio, Phil, those are messages, people's opinions, but just a bit of the interview with Dr. Nyaho Tamakloe, he's talked about, he's reiterated a lot of the major issues, the problem with the coach, and the problem with the team, the players as well. What I found interesting, quickly as we are wrapping up, is he uses a qualifier. He doesn't just say the next coach. He says, the coach must be good. We need a good coach. Why do you think he's qualifying the next coach?
He's saying the next coach, but I think you missed a particular thing over there. The Lucci, money over there. He says that if we have financially muscled, I mean, when we are ready to spend money, he used the word, if we have to spend money, to get a better coach, he can do the job. That's it. Everywhere around the world, whether it's in the Gulf, whether it's in Europe, South America, even in Brazil, they are investing into football. So the key thing is, it's not about even the players alone. If you want to get top-notch coach, you need to pay. Believe me, off camera, I was telling you that the coach that Ghana even needs for this job is Harvey Renner, the Frenchman who has done it before. But we can't pay $200,000 because the national cake needs to be shared almost everywhere. The key thing is that the next coach will have to be very, very tough. We all know about that. But if you don't have money, we can't get a world-class coach, period.
How many